It is 8:30 and I would like to call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is to acknowledge the minutes from June 15th and June 17th.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Meet with the courthouse maintenance supervisor. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Well, I guess this is more about you than it is about me. I understand you hired somebody. Or am I mistaken?
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
Are we gonna talk about that later?
It's the last item here on our agenda.
Oh, I don't read those things, so. Okay, I'm back. Next gonna be sometime on 10:30, 11 o'clock.
It sure looks like it could be by our agenda.
Okay. Not gonna stay long.
And if we get to that point, Dave will come get you, okay?
But there is another line here, Dave, that we're in, discuss and consider repair in the maintenance supervisor's office.
That pipe that comes down, we've been told has a hole in it or something. Somebody from the assessor's office, not assessors, the recorder's office was in.
Yeah, I fixed that last week.
Okay.
Okay,
I guess we
we'll
don't.
take that off the agenda then.
Yeah,
Meet with the county engineer.
Well, good morning, supervisors.
So I'm sorry to interrupt, is there usually a question about public comment at the very beginning of the meeting, or did I miss that?
No, the public comment is at the last of the meeting.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. We still want to talk to the county engineer.
Well, good. Um, Looks like it's gonna be somewhat dry this week. So, somewhat.
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 So we've got, today we're doing patchwork out on Packwood Road. We pretty much got everybody tied up in that. Want to get the last two concrete patches done that we're wanting to do on those. And then we've got some areas of slough on Pleasant Plain Road that we'll work on probably tomorrow, possibly through Friday, depends how well things go, but the wet weathers cause that soil to slide downhill. We want to get that taken care of so it doesn't expand and take the road with it. And that's pretty well, those two operations are pretty well going to occupy the guys all week. And then we've got a culvert down on 268 and 270th east of Highway 1 that with the rain blew out. We've got it so one lane of traffic can get across it if they need to, but we're wanting to replace that and repair that so it's safe for traffic. And we are renting Drish Construction's reclaimer by the hour. We're going to try that dust pod product that Van Buren County used on Eagle Boulevard west of Leando last year. We kind of monitored that over the winter to see how that's behaved. So we could figure out how we wanted to try and use that. We'd originally planned on using it on 250th east of Porter's Pond, but the ditch work that we did on that to improve the drainage seems to have stabilized that road fairly well. So we're wanting to use this material that the supplier sold us for half price to get us to try the product last year. So we bought it last year with the ideas we'd use it on Porter's, and then winter came and we hadn't had a chance to use it. So now we're looking at using it on the outside lanes of Juniper from basically the old quarry drive towards Libertyville Road. Those edges just keep blowing out with the truck traffic on it. And there's a lot of trucks that went over that, moving material onto the road project. So I think that'd be a good place to try that. And then there's one spot at Anderson's on 146, about 150 feet that we want to use it on, see if that can help that. Then we'll monitor that for a year or so and see if it's something that we want to pursue. The year of truck traffic and then a freeze and thaw cycle or two will really tell the tale if that material works as advertised. And if it does, it's well worth it. Use it in spot locations. We appreciate that he works with us. We're basically paying him out by the hour meter on the mission. It's kind of handy that he has that. And I guess everything else I've got to talk about is already on the agenda, so.
Next item, discuss and consider resolution for road embargo on East Main Street / 218th heading east out of Lockridge.
We had the street name wrong last week.
No, I was
That's
kind of
okay.
mixed up between Highway 218, Street 218.
Yeah.
Depends whether it's Henry County or Jefferson County.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Jefferson County today.
Yes. Well, we did this last week, but we had it called Lockridge Road on the agenda. So I was kind of curious why it was on the agenda again this week.
You know, I don't know. Abby's gone, we'd have to ask her.
Okay, yeah, so it might be because the name of the street was wrong on the agenda. Would that be, it's a good guess, Christine?
Well, I don't think you had you didn't have the resolution.
Oh,
So now
okay.
we can officially pay it.
All right.
Thank goodness Chrissy's here.
Oh, isn't
Elizabeth.
it? Okay, as we discussed last week, the, scrap haulers are using that as a bypass, so they don't have to go out on the 4-lane, and the city of Lockridge was concerned about the speed that those trucks were traveling through town with full loads. So since they don't seem to want to follow the posted speed limit signs, we'll see if we can't get a little more compliance, at least to get them to reroute to the 4-lane so they're not going through that heavily residential area at speeds that aren't reasonable.
You make a motion to approve the road embargo.
I'll second
I
it.
have a motion to approve the embargo. With a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And Dwayne, I'm sorry for the confusion.
Yeah, I'm used to being confused.
Next item on the agenda is to discuss and consider the Sitka grant application for bridge replacement with tri-tank
Skip
cars.
one season.
I did. Discuss and consider extending 45-mile-an-hour speed limit on Libertyville Road from current location southwest of Highway 34 overpass to house number 1871.
A couple of years ago, we we dropped the speed limit on South 32nd to 45 to mirror where we had it on H43 on Libertyville Road. So it was 45 coming south of town, and it's 45 when they get onto Libertyville Road. And right now, it goes from 45 to 55 right after they cross 34, which is still a relatively heavy residential area. And then we have the S curves through the wetland area posted as a 45 recommended speed limit. So with the speed limit going up to 60, we have to reevaluate the sight distances for curves and driveways and intersections. Because of the if we left it alone, the speed limit would be 60 at the west end of the 34 overpass bridge. And then we'd want traffic to slow down to 45 for the S curves for safety. And then also for the hills going up to the next residential area. In my opinion, it would be safer just to leave the speed limit at 45 until House 1871, which gets you up over the hill after the S curves, but for 213. So once you get up on top of the hill, the sight distances are fine and 60 miles an hour is justifiable. I thought it would be the simplest solution instead of changing the speed limit back and forth in short speed distance would be to keep it at 45 miles an hour for it's just short of a mile.
Dwayne, my opinion is we're used to the 45 now. In the past, and that road that is done is really good road. I tend to drive faster on it because it's a nice road. But I know in the past, there have been several fatalities on that road from people coming from Libertyville, starting to make that corner and just fly off they didn't even turn, they just fly off the road. And maybe for a little bit, we need to keep it low so we can keep it safe. Do you guys have an opinion?
Do we need a resolution?
We don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Bring a resolution next week and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I just think it's just for the residents, because the hill, it's really sharp, the ditches.
Yeah, there's those, a lot of the ditches in Jefferson County and pretty much all over Iowa are 1.5 or 2 to 1, which is extremely steep. But that's what fits in the 66-foot right of way. Once you go off the road, you really can't recover from that. So on the Libertyville Road project, we put a 4-foot paved shoulder and ramps on so that you didn't have to fight edge rut if you got off the traveled way, and you have the rumble strips to make you aware of the fact that you're not in your travel lane anymore. If you go much further than that or lose control because of high speed, it's a bad deal once you go off.
I traveled that road once, Friday, Saturday. I agree with you, it's for the safety of the public, we need to keep it at 45, so. So next week we'll have a resolution to sign for that.
Okay, discuss and consider Sitka grant application for bridge replacement with tri-tank cars.
This is on 117th east of Germanville Road. There's a old bridge there that just got downgraded to a 3-ton load limit, which basically you can't drive a pickup across it legally. Unfortunately, the creek there has pretty good flow velocity and quantity, so we can't get by with a double tank car, but
A lot more than the one west of my house.
yeah, it's, as I think I've told you guys in the past, we've pretty well exhausted all of the waterways that we can buy with 2-tank cars. But still, 3 is a heck of a lot less expensive than replacing the structure, or I guess the other option is wait until they tell us to close it and make it a low water stream crossing. Sitka has grant money available, so if we can get $50,000 towards $100,000 projected cost of the tank car replacements, so that would make it feasible. And we have the money in the budget for bridges and culverts, so this is one of the things we planned on expending that money on for next fiscal year.
So I move that Dwayne moves forward with this grant application.
I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very
You're
much.
the only one that gets to sign that.
I just need one copy.
Just see.
Oh, goody. The discussing, consider unearthing of time capsule from South Courthouse one. And for those of you who are interested, I do have a picture of my fellow supervisors, or at least one of them on the ground observing. I'll show you later. So am I correct that we're supposed to unearth it this year if we do that on 20?
I believe this gentleman, right, going to come
Oh.
grab a seat?
Lawrence Iyer, I'm representing part of the visit today.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Hi, Jay. This isn't about tennis. This is about digging up your lawn. And we apologize. You know, it happened in 1976 that they put the time capsule in there. Anybody's guess, we've done homework to see how big it is. We think it was actually an infant coffin. It was kind of,
Minus the infant, correct?
yes, yeah, there's no laws broken. But we want to make sure that there's, it's about 3 feet down according to your man's report.
Yeah, what we
And they probed the other day and we're grateful. We hope it's deep enough that it isn't a soggy mess. Salem had that, you know, this is a nationwide county by county kind of initiative with the bicentennial
Mhm.
to plant time capsules. Ours, we hope is deep enough that it isn't paper mache, you know,
I understand.
by now, but we don't know. And we got to get it out of there to have a look.
I suppose that's how we do it.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor County would like to actually have, when the 34th plays on the 4th of July, when that concert's over, they have people come here and unveil.
If I'm correct, the concert is going to be over at the Civic Center, so it's just a small
Right, they
walk.
just walk across the street and we hope people will be interested to do that.
What time do you think that'll be approximately?
They're at 10 o'clock when they start, so it'd be an hour, she thought, so around 11 o'clock on 4th of July morning.
Oh, okay. I would just hope it's not raining.
I do too. We'll wait and see. It's certainly true that we're dependent on what happened, you know, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of the sealed ones have
Yeah.
not proven to be, you know, sealed, or they weren't put in the frost line.
Yeah. Oh,
We'll find out. Toward that end, if it's possible to look the day before without,
Well, what we would like to do,
yes,
actually, next week is, as near as we can tell, it's right either under or adjacent to the bench that the Lions installed,
and
so,
Mr. Keller said no.
right outside here.
yes.
Back there.
So we'd like to get a track skid loader and pick up the slab that bench is on and move that off. We'll probably have to take the bench to the road shop,
To the what?
to the secondary road shop, because my guess is we will not be able to reinstall it level on the slab. So we'll have to cut the bolts, because right now it's bolted to the slab, to a concrete pad. And to try and get that reinstalled on the pad, I don't think you'd ever get it level. So at some point in the near future, after this is all done, we'll have to reinstall a concrete pad to put that on. And then after we get that done, we'd like to excavate and get it out so that they can verify that it's,
We don't want to open it and have nothing.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, so, and then it's kind of your guys' call. And my guess is it's maybe 2 feet wide, 2.5 feet wide, 3 or 4
Well,
feet long.
I've got a tile probe over there in the corner and I was poking around the other day. I thought it was on the back side of the bench.
I think it's just at the stage.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be able to get it out without the bench.
It might be too wide.
So I have a question. Let's see, you've got it out. Please tell me you're going to put it somewhere not in that same spot so we don't have to, once we repair the damage, we can put a little someplace.
So after we get it out, we'll we'd like to put security fence around that area. So I think you made some indication that maybe they wanted to do another time capsule.
It seems to
for
be
50
a
years.
50-year promise. that you
So,
Create it for the 300.
so we will have the hole there, so it seems to make sense
A
to
little
me to
more than
put the
3
new
feet,
time
but not
capsule
much.
where
I was
the
thinking
old
make it
one
that-
was.
5'4" down below.
There you go.
But we could go this way.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay. It's all good then.
I just asked you how tall he was.
Oh, how deep things should go too. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, for our part, if we're gonna fulfill that 50-year promise, we would ask all the incorporated cities in the county for input, things that they'd like to include.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And it will take a little while, so it'd be a messed up yard for, maybe a couple months as we contact all the, Batavia, everywhere, Long Ridge and all around the county. And really gonna solicit through museums, the Facebook and Instagram accounts, citizen input on what should be included for 50 years from now. About life in Jefferson County. So we'd like it to be a quick process, but we can't do it overnight. And we realize that's gonna create inconvenience for the lawn.
Less to mow.
Pardon me?
Less to mow.
But more to mow around.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. Good point. That's weed eater.
Says the guy who's not running the weed eater.
So the process is that you are going to probe to see where it's at
We think we've got it located fairly confidently. It's
okay.
just,
and bring a skid loader or something.
we'll use our.
When it's
mini hoe,
dry.
and we will dig down.
Yeah, so
A
today
little
and
bit.
tomorrow might be the driest days this week.
And we're not probably gonna do it this week. We're
Okay.
doing patching and stuff, so it'll be a next week thing. Would be my guess.
Okay.
Second or the third? Are you working the third, Friday before the
No.
fourth?
No, we'll try and get out there earlier next week than later, just in case there's issues.
Mhm.
But surely I
That's what
would
the
think.
next week, you know.
I haven't
It's not
seen it.
wood
It's
coat. It's
supposed to
I'm
be wet
sure, best we can
Wednesday
tell
night
is
here over the weekend.
like a sealed.
A concrete wall, like that they put the coffins in,
Okay, all right.
but it's. a
I say,
matter-
I would think they would have taken a have some mechanism to protect it.
But if it's not deep enough, then the moisture and the freezing thaw might have caused it to fail. When we don't, we won't know until we get there.
Right.
It sounded pretty solid when you hit it with a tile probe, but there's also, see, there are downspout tile that run in that same area. That they come from the downspouts of the roof and come over and come right by there, so. We may have some tile repair to do as well when we go to reestablish everything, but we won't know till we start digging.
We need to contact locate.
We'll get locates called in.
Okay.
Although my guess is anything that's out there is gonna be private, because I think all your utilities come in. Backside, but I'm not positive. We'll get locates called in. We've got plenty of time for that, so. But we need your permission to dig a hole in your yard, because the Board of Supervisors does kind of manage the courthouse.
Well, that auditor's office is in charge of the courthouse. Right?
For the most part, yes.
Oh, so you're nodding your head, so it's a go.
Better do it.
Okay. So
Well, the
do
hole's open. We could probably bring the bodies out of the basement, put it back in there, correct?
Yeah.
Supposed to talk about that.
Oh.
I know, and
Shut the soup off.
that precedes my time here, so I won't talk about that.
Okay, discuss, consider unearthing a time capsule from hopefully the south side of the courthouse.
motion to approve.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll get the ball
Thank you,
rolling.
Christie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, I appreciate it.
Next item, meet with the ambulance director.
Hey, don't run too far. Question for you real quick about the driveway.
Oh, yeah, you got a bad driveway.
Yeah.
We should do something about that.
We should do something about that. What do you suggest?
It's wonderful when they're on the same page.
I don't know if you guys can do it or not, or if I should just Outsource it.
If you have it in your budget to outsource it, it would work better with all those ones, but I would definitely recommend getting at least 3 quotes if you can.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to go over, meet with you. We can kind of lay out the limits and see what. Because there's a lot of pavement over there that you're not really using.
Right.
And it would be silly to spend money repairing something that's outside of your
Mm-hmm.
limits of use.
Yeah.
Especially since it doesn't belong to us.
Right. Yeah, and I would just go right up to.
Yeah, so I remember we looked at that last fall and I thought there were, I'll have to look at it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'll stop by sometime when.
Okay.
Have a minute and
In all your free time.
stick my nose.
So now that you're done with the mini meeting, do you have anything else to report?
That was the biggest thing. I just, yeah. Yeah, I really don't have too much. Still have a full-time position open, waiting to fill that. Got some truck maintenance stuff going on this week, so nothing super big, but just little things. Protocol updates. I think Dr. Lissy was able to finally go through our protocols. Said he looked over them, didn't see anything crazy, so he'll sign those and get it back to me. Not big changes, but just little steps to allow us to do a few more things. GEMT is being looked at by CMS. We applied for GEMT funds last year that will start on July 1. So that is supplemental payments for Medicaid patients. So when we haul them, I mean, typically a bill, say a $2,000 bill from an ambulance might only reimburse $300. So through this GEMT funding, we'll get an additional, I think they said 900, something like that. But CMS is looking at all of those things. So we're not sure exactly what's going to come down from those changes, but they are looking at making some modifications to that plan. So from what I've read, it won't start until 29. So, I mean, we still have a little bit of time to figure out how that's going to affect us. But we are working with the billing company to look at other payments or payment options. CMS is also looking at payments for treatment in place, which typically we just write those as a patient refusal, as a refusal for transport. But if we show up and do things, do provide treatments for the patients, there may be some mechanisms in which we can get reimbursed for that rather than just again, through CMS, we get like $40 reimbursed for those where we charge $200 or $300 depending on what we do for the patient. So just looking at other options there for reimbursements. Other than that, still waiting on the field rep from the state to let us know if we're approved for our training program. We will, if we get approved, which I'm fairly certain we will, hopefully. But we'll have to start with the ENT classes and see how that goes before she'll give us the authorization to go for paramedic classes. So
Want just one cycle?
we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. The first time I talked to her last month, she said 2, or she said 1. And then I talked to her a week before last and she indicated maybe 2. So I don't know for sure. But in calling around to services around us and counties around us, there's a huge need for paramedics instead of EMTs because we have a lot of EMTs, but I will take what I can get from the state. So other things, we are working on a grant to get body cameras. Been doing some research on that. I know it's still kind of, I mean, it's a long shot. We still have some things to go before we really do too much with it, but just kind of trying to get all the pieces in place to implement that as a possibility. So that's all I've got for now.
I want to move back for a minute to the GEMT.
Mhm.
So, and like I said, it used to be we'd be a year behind, but now I heard you say they're talking about kicking that out 2 more years.
Well, so changes coming down the pipe
Oh, okay.
should, well, any big changes will probably won't take effect until 29.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we'll continue to do the annual process. Like I said, last year was the first year we got approved for it.
Right.
So that'll start July 1 of this
Okay,
year.
That's what,
And then I think by November, they'll want data from 25 for
right.
next year.
I just, the reason I ask is because we budgeted for it.
Right, yep.
So,
Anything else?
Are you done?
I am done.
How was your vacation?
It was good.
Good.
It was good. A week in Florida. It was awesome times.
In Florida,
Yeah, in Florida
in the summer.
in the summer.
Oh,
Did
good.
did it
Yeah.
rain?
It did actually every day.
Did you see big snakes?
Didn't. I was hoping to see an alligator or a croc, but didn't. So,
Oh, well,
yeah, maybe next time.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
See you guys.
Next item on the agenda is to discuss, consider
Oh,
resolution.
Suzie, hey, Josh, just real quick. Is there anybody we're gonna move up from PRN that you're looking at?
As of right now, no.
Okay,
Still working on that.
okay.
Yes.
Any more questions, please?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Discuss and consider resolution in the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office to hire correctional officer Lindsay Staglock. And Lindsay, if I pronounced your name wrong, I am so sorry. I make a motion that we approve this hiring.
So,
With a motion second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
hi.
Aye.
Next item is to discuss and consider contract renewal with Versed HR.
That's me.
I know.
Obviously to be considered to be put in the time capsule. I think, right? Like I just happened to be here on that day. Hello, how is everyone?
Good. Good, how are you?
Good, good. Okay, so I am here to talk about contract renewal for HR services. So as you know, last year I took the company over from Jack. And your rates were a bit higher and you had some budgetary concerns that we discussed. And so we ended up reducing the rate by about 40% and adjusting some of the services to shift from being more proactive to being more consultative. So we reduced your rate down to $450 a month, which is what I would propose going forward. I think that we both went into that year kind of testing something new. And I think your group, Christy and Darcy and your leaders have a pretty good handle on kind of the day-to-day mechanisms of, employee relations and things like that. But I think, where I come in and where Verse is important is in the gray, right? HR is managing the gray. If everything was black and white, you wouldn't need me. But the reality is there's lots of things that happen. You had especially when I sat down to put together the summary of services, I realized that there wasn't much on there that that wouldn't conflict with HIPAA if I shared it. Because you did have a pretty big work comp and ER concern happen with a jailer or in the jail. And then you also had a pretty big investigation that happened with the one of the emergency departments. So again, there were probably about 70 hours of work in total in that. And then I think the other thing that is important to note is that I did just add somebody to my team. So I now have an assistant who is going to be helping me with, kind of the back end administrative things. So one of the things I'm committing to for all of my clients starting in July is a summary of kind of happenings that are happening or a newsletter, for lack of better terms. So a lot of the things that were proactive in the previous contract will now just be kind of part of the monthly thing that happens for all clients now. So I propose, because you have had these continuing issues, that we keep the contract the same. I would propose 1 year, another year-long contract instead of the 3 years that you did before with Jack. Keep the rate the same. And this year is a handbook year. So again, we would review your handbook.
What do you think?
We like her, we use her.
I think she offers a service that even though we have an HR, there are being more duties based on that, and she would fill in those spots that we would need to plug the holes, I guess, in the dying.
And I can assure you that, you know, the investigations and things that I did, you would have had to probably, especially with the, you know, with the emergency one, you would have likely had to hire a third party to perform that investigation, and it would have been at a very significant cost. I was able to do it because, you know, I am a bit removed because I am that consultant. But I think the rate is, I think the rate's really fair for
Yeah,
For what you
Chelsea,
did.
I think the rate's very fair. We spend that much changing a light bulb, it seems like.
At least you didn't say that.
I'll use that word next time.
Okay. So the only concern I have.
Yeah.
And it's not specific necessarily to you, but I'm gonna ask Elizabeth. Hi. I don't like the whole harmless clause. And the reason I say that is because if we take your advice and follow your instructions and it turns out to be, I don't know, not necessarily incorrect, but what I'm saying is that, and you know, we had the same situation with Jack as far as that part goes. And I just question whether or not that's good business. If
Sure.
we don't know what we're doing, the world probably would agree with that, but we don't know what we're doing. So we're taking the advice of a professional, but we're holding the professional harmless.
I understand that. And I do think that there have been some HR investigations that maybe you guys handle that are off. I don't even know what the outcome was. So, you know, I do think that that's a valid consideration if, you know, our office isn't working closely with you guys especially.
Excuse me.
But I also haven't reviewed the contract.
Yeah. I totally hear what you're saying. I mean, you know, I think it's the hope that we never have to use it, but at the end of the day, if it's a deal breaker, we can take it out. I mean, I'm confident in my ability to provide the services. So at the end of the day, if it's a deal breaker, I'm fine with that.
Lee and Joe, I have no issues with this. It's just another source, another person to help us through things. You know, I've been there, I understand. I'd like to make a motion, we accept this as it is.
Or shouldn't we have the attorney's office look at it? Not,
Is this different than one that you've signed in the past?
no.
Okay, it's
No.
exactly the same.
I'm sure that it has been reviewed. It hasn't been reviewed by me, but
Okay.
Then I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Chelsea,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you want to handle the signing and then send it to me or do you want, okay, perfect. Okay, all right. Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys.
Sounds good.
Did you sign this?
I did, well, I did. Did I?
Yeah, you signed this one.
Good. Discuss and consider defining public use for Main Street Fairfield. Thanks for coming, Elizabeth.
yeah, no problem. So I did reach out to Henry County and then I had some follow-up conversation with Scott and our Main Street contact, whose name is eluding me right now. So basically, we just need to enter into some sort of agreement. I know Henry County is doing a 2080, which would specify the public purpose and then also just make it clear why those funds are being given to Main Street. So I would recommend that that's what we do. There are other agreements like economic development agreements, and then I don't think that we've signed anything with the city about these funds, correct? Like we haven't, the county hasn't entered into any agreement with any, it's just the pledge form.
Yes.
To Main Street. So yeah. That's what I would recommend, and I'm happy to put that together for you guys if that's something that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I would make a motion to wait. What you want to develop, how you want to do.
I second that motion.
Okay.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That's quick. Next item on the agenda is, Lee, do you have anything you want to say?
I just said she.
Okay. She has.
Yeah.
Discuss and consider the RFP for 1162 Raspberry, East Pleasant Plain. You guys had a meeting on Friday.
Yeah, Mark and Lee and myself met and we talked about the terms of this RFP and then the procedure going forward. I'm happy to discuss that with you or answer any questions that you have about the RFP. But essentially, we're going to be requesting proposals and then you'll be receiving those proposals and then deeding that property to the individual, if there is an individual that you choose or a party at that point. And then in the deed, there will be specific requirements, basically a reverter clause. So if those requirements aren't met, the property would revert back to the county. And that's all included in that RFP too, with the improvements, any improvements that have been made on that property. So I don't know if there are any specific questions you guys have about any of the terms that were included. Lee, I think that summarizes all of the terms that we talked about. Basically, you're selling it for a nominal fee. It's $1, and then the consideration that's given is basically that promise to rehabilitate the property and then get it back on the tax rolls.
And if they fail, then it reverts back.
That's that reverter clause, yep.
Yeah, and we would waive the taxes owed.
Basically, that has happened now that it's been deeded in the county's name.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. They're gonna put in an RFP.
We are requesting, so RFP, request for proposals, so you'll be receiving the proposals.
And then we'll accept one of them, and then we deed the property to them. And they have to get it cleaned up to our spec. And if they don't, are we gonna be able to get the property back?
It reverts back to us.
It does, you can put that clause in there.
It's already.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
that's
will
what I
be,
understood.
that would actually be in the deed.
In the deed, okay,
Mhm.
okay. Sounds good to me, so you need a motion?
Yes,
I will make the motion to,
I'll second that motion.
So when do we,
This will have to be published, and then I think it says the date, with this, It's in July.
The anticipates reviewing proposals at its meeting on July 20th, 2026 at 9 AM.
yeah, the proposals will be received, and Christie agreed to receive the proposals
Yeah, no later than,
17th.
yeah, no later than 4:30 on the 17th. So we would put it in the paper basically right away.
Mhm.
just put it in the public
Mhm.
notices in
Yeah.
the paper.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
the only place we have to put it in?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
will it be on our website so that they can?
Yeah.
So back to we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question about it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we gotta put in a proposal by July.
what kind of format?
And that's gonna be all specified here if you'd like to check it out. And this is what's gonna be published and then posted publicly.
And then because it is on the Russ septic, is all that forgiven too?
That's not part of the RFP.
Okay, cause that's
Well,
what
it-
the property.
Basically, we've paid all of that because it's unincorporated, so the county's paid it. We're not gonna go back and collect it. When it's not paid in the unincorporated areas, we're sending an invoice from Russ and we pay that invoice.
Mhm.
And then we normally apply it to the taxes, so by forgiving the taxes, so part of those taxes that accumulated, part of it. the fees.
So whoever gets picked for the property, what, on July 20th? That's when we would be responsible from Russ from that time,
Yeah.
not from any of the back.
Right.
Correct. They'll just
Okay.
take the property as is.
Okay, and then does it say how much needs to be cleaned up to your specs in a time frame?
It does, well, we would be requesting that time frame. But yeah, it does, it
does
spells
say-
all that out. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
oh, 18 months, okay.
so could we have your name for the minutes, please?
Oh, yeah, Michelle Glatch. Common spelling.
And so we would, if
Thank you.
your proposal is accepted, okay, then we would deed that property over, so you would also start paying property taxes.
Yes.
Okay. And yes, you would be responsible for this, the sewer at that point. But if, under the agreement, if it doesn't, how do I say this, if it doesn't pan out, if in other words, if you don't live up to the agreement, then the property reverts back to us.
Right. Our thing is, we had an engineer come out and look at it, it took us a lot to get now. But, he said the house is salvageable if we can get everything else around it cleared up. So we just didn't know it. That was the,
Yeah, well, I
You
only,
would include that in your proposal,
Okay.
whatever you intend to do with the dwelling and then any of the accessory buildings.
because we already have someone lined up, but he can't start till the fall, because he does tiling, so it has to be, or even winter when it freezes.
yeah, I'm not an advocate necessarily of tearing the house down if it's restorable,
Okay.
but I don't want to leave it up if it's just,
No,
yeah, so.
Do you have any other questions, Michelle?
nope, I think that's it. Okay, do I need
Thank
to give
you.
this back, or can I keep it?
No, you can
I
keep
get
it.
this, awesome, thank you guys,
Have a great day.
you too.
Next item. Discuss and consider abatement of uncollected taxes on 626-386-902.
Well, hey, Steve. Good morning. How's liking that?
We're gonna do.
You know, you're sitting in the leases I will see here, right?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't miss
That's why I sit here, because it's the least desirable.
Thanks for coming, Steve.
You bet.
I'll make sure that I, CC you on that and then.
So this is, I have not talked to this person. We received notice from the owner in 2024. This mobile home had been removed. It is the responsibility of the owners to let us know whether they build something new or tear something down.
Mhm.
Joe's aware of that.
Was it his?
No, it was not his. This person let us know in 2024, we removed it for 2025. She's claiming it was been gone for since like 2021 or 2. Does that sound right? So anyhow, I have no way of verifying that, but we did remove it for 2025 as reported by the owner. She is evidently requesting the taxes be abated for the current taxes. But, I just have no reason to recommend that, I guess, because it is their responsibility to let us know, and we did remove it. I mean, we just didn't catch it, she let us know, and that's when we removed it. It's kind of similar to like if somebody builds a cabin in the woods and we don't see it till we get an aerial, but when we find it, we will assess it. But I can't go back and claim 4 or 5 years of it either, you know, it's unfortunate, but it is how the process works. The assessed value on it was $8,500. I don't know what the taxes are.
183. What you got, Mark?
Hi.
What do you have to say?
The only thing I would add to it is that you guys are kind of screwed.
It's new.
This,
Well, yeah.
in this situation, it never goes to tax sale. It's considered a building on leased land. So even if they don't pay it, I can't send it to tax sale. So a tax sale investor can't pay on it. You're never going to get the money back. If you go ahead and abate this, then you're kind of setting a precedent that everybody can be lazy and not go to Steve and say, hey, we got rid of this. Everybody's going to think, well, eventually they're just going to abate it anyway. So who cares? So this is a situation where I think a lack of ambition is a benefit to the homeowner or the property owner in this case. Your best bet would be, and maybe Liz can explain this better than I can. If you don't do anything, you'd be looking at potentially a small claim case, right, Liz?
Talking to me, Mark?
Yes.
Okay. So I haven't looked at the property, but I guess, I guess civil liability would be the option.
Yeah.
So this individual actually owned the mobile home or just the land it was sitting on or?
Owned the mobile home,
Okay.
which was a parcel of itself. It was a building on lease land.
Okay.
And the mobile home was no longer there, so it's not like you can repossess it.
Yeah. I believe it was demolished. I don't think it was even moved. That does sound right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Mark's right. It is a catch-22, but you're not going to get it anyway.
What's your motion? You don't need to act on it. Yeah. For the record, do you want to act on this or not? Or do we vote and everybody vote yes or no?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess feel like we need to make a decision, but I also feel like that based on what Mark said,
Mhm.
we can open a can of worms, but if we don't, we're kind of open that same can of worms.
If you don't act on it, they'll just continue to get a delinquent notice from me. And they'll stop getting tax bills because it's no longer assessed. So they won't be there, but they'll continue to get a delinquent notice from me until it's settled one way or the other. Which postage is at a cost to the county. But it would take 200 envelopes before you're,
Yeah. Well, and as much as it's not there, your tax is moving forward anyway.
yeah.
I guess I would make a motion to abate it just to be done with it. Saves paperwork, saves legwork on Mark's part. Unless you want to go out and take a picture of it.
Gonna give a picture of nothing.
Well, see.
Mhm.
I mean, it's gone. It is, no doubt about it.
Verified that.
Yeah, it's.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Steve.
I would like a picture though.
I'd get you one.
Okay, thank you.
Next item is to discuss and consider a resolution designating for public notices or locations for public notices.
Essentially, due to the change in the law, the public notices have to be viewable 24/7 now. So I'm not sure what has already been discussed, if anything. I was saying, why don't we just post it on the door on the south side? I mean, it's wheelchair accessible, and that would be the cheapest option. You could also spend more money.
Like what you put on the north door this morning. You've got it posted there.
Yeah, you could do there.
Also had an idea, just because sometimes that tape gets messy on the door. I don't know if you guys have seen that sign Mark has by or put it right against that window pane,
Yeah.
they can still view it. And just change it every week.
So we need mark sign.
He said we could until. Yeah, he doesn't really use it at the moment, so he said we could.
You can use it. Christy can't.
Okay.
Does it have to be posted at all entrances or just one entrance?
It just needs to be like viewable 24/7, essentially. So you can put it one place. I would recommend the wheelchair accessible one. You could do it both. I mean, it's really,
And we do have a resolution that would designate the place.
so
Lee, would you like to read this?
Yes. Resolution designating the place at which a notice of meetings of the Jefferson County Board of Supervisors shall be posted, whereas Iowa legislature has amended Iowa's open meetings statute to require every governmental body to designate annually a prominent and conspicuous place for posting notice of its meetings for House File 2490. Whereas beginning on July 1, 2026, such notice must be visible at all times for at least 24 hours prior to the meeting for which the notice is being given, and whereas the Jefferson County Board of Supervisors has previously adopted an open meetings policy expressing the board's commitment to both transparency and public participation in government. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors for Jefferson County, Iowa, at least one full business day prior to the commencement of each meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Supervisors from June 22nd, 2026 through and including January 4th, 2027, the Jefferson County Auditor shall post a meeting agenda, including the time, date, and place of the meeting on the south side of the Jefferson County Courthouse at its January 4th, 2027 organizational meeting and at every annual organizational meeting thereafter. Jefferson County Board of Supervisors shall designate the place at which notice of its meetings shall be posted for the following year. Motion to approve.
You. Does it matter, if it's taped to the door or put in that sign, just as long as it's on the south?
I don't think that it matters.
Yeah, I think as
I
long as,
just would put date and time and place of the meeting located, the south entrance. Or located at the entrance on the south side of Jefferson County Courthouse.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item is to discuss and consider budget reappropriation from Mental Health Department to the Board of Supervisors Department.
Excuse me. Let me read this one too.
You are a wise man.
Thank you. Whereas it is desired to appropriate additional budget to Department 01, Board of Supervisors and Service Area 9000 Administration. And whereas Service Area 9000 within the Department 60 Mental Health has budget remaining, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Jefferson County that a reappropriation of Service Area 9000 in the amount of $15,858 from the mental health budget to the Board of Supervisors be made. And this is money that was budgeted and we no longer have mental health budget. So we're just moving it from one bucket to another. And I would make that motion to approve.
I would second that. All those, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That about help with all the repairs costs we bought. Next item, discuss and consider demand for reimbursement of completion costs from the lock doctor.
Elizabeth brought forth a letter to send to him, but you should all have a copy of it. And it should cover other things that we need to have.
Kind of outlines what's gone on until this point. I believe the last communication from our office was, Mike sent a letter basically saying, please complete the work. You have this number of days, it was not completed. Obviously, we had to hire Parmar to complete the work. So, the demand is just for, payment of that money that we had to pay to have the work completed. This
So I,
is just the first step. I know that Joe asked about the feasibility of a small claims action, and I think that could be next.
down the road, yes, yes, so I move that we send this letter to the lock doctor via certified mail.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
So I received an email, oh, I got it ahead of me here, so I'm sorry.
That's okay, I just wondered.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
To organize all my little
Oh,
papers
no,
here.
yeah.
Next item is to discuss and consider a quote from Professional Computer Systems for 48 port switch.
So I got an email on June 18th from Matt Bresch. I guess that's the last name, from PCS. We evidently had lost internet up at the Veterans Affairs office, and they troubleshooted the problem. I don't pretend to understand all of this, but we have a 24 port switch that are older switches and one switch that has bad ports. They moved Veterans Affairs to the only remaining good port to get them working, but now you have no remaining ports. In our experience, once ports start going bad, the others are not far behind. He included a 48 port, so we can combine both switches into one for better control and use on our end. It's had to be replaced sooner than later. Let me know if you have any questions or if I can come over or if you need me to be there for the meeting. And the quote was for a unify a 4 gigabit switch for $1,645.57. I would recommend that you move forward on this after July 1st.
I'll second that.
And then Christie, could you notify?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you guys very much. We just spent the money we made back.
You'll just have to, that's
Um,
AJ's check.
so, yeah. So the next item, I think Dave wanted to be here.
Oh,
I don't know why. Do you? Why does he have to be here?
I don't know the answer to that one. I mean,
You guys need to know anything more about that switch?
we approved it, but not till after July 1st.
A lightning struck the clock tower.
Oh, okay.
Who was that?
It traveled,
Oh,
down through my computer stuff,
Okay.
switched downstairs and burned it out.
Would insurance
Damage
cover
to your
that?
computer.
Would insurance cover that? It does to the house.
Well, the insurance would cover the repair that they did and the switches they did, but I don't believe the insurance would cover new equipment. Do you think? I mean,
No,
I can-
everything's good in mine.
Okay,
It was just the switch that went
Yeah,
through it.
I mean, I can shoot an email off to Joe just because and see what he has to say.
I think it wouldn't hurt.
Right, so.
I mean, have
Thanks, Ray.
right up soon.
What she has,
Ask Joe since she's out this week.
okay.
Um,
You say Abby did contact him?
I believe so.
Okay, okay, good, good.
Well, she'll be back when?
Monday.
Okay.
Of this week, right? Next week?
Next Monday, yeah.
I think it want to be July.
But we're still, we'd still be in June, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Next item is to discuss, consider resolution hiring Kyle Larson for maintenance / janitorial position.
I'll give Dave a call.
Oh. Alan. It's Dave, Dave not here, man. I'm Dave, Dave's not here, man. Well, I guess they're driving down the road in a 50-10 Chevy, little big falls and little puppy dog move. They hear sirens and they start congesting all of it, these drives, right? And the siren goes by and it's an ambulance and the guy driving goes, oh, hey, man, it was only an ambulance, but the other guy's always out to see. You ever see that Cheech and Chong movie Up in Smoke? And knocking on the window, there's all kinds of smoke inside the car. Knocking on the window and the guy goes, I can hear you talking, but you can't.
I'll leave the message.
The same how the pounds on the board goes, oh, we're not finishing, you hear all the schools flushing, the flushing dirt down the field.
Okay, back to the meeting.
I tried.
Joe has attempted to call Dave.
And it didn't
Yes.
come up for a voicemail.
Yes.
So what do we want to do here? Just go ahead and move forward.
Yep.
Okay. So we interviewed several candidates. Christy and Mark and Steve Wemmick from the assessor's office did preliminary interviews and sent the board of supervisors recommendations, and we did subsequent interviews of those recommendations. And it is the desire of the board to offer the position to Kyle Larson, effective July 6, 2026, at an annual salary of $52,000.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
I second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much.
Diggity dog. You did a great job, Susie.
Well, it's only because you weren't feeling well.
Is that what it
We
is?
went through a lot of stuff, dude.
That shock.
The what?
Shock color.
Oh, shame.
So every time I cough, you know what happened, right?
Good enough, Christie?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we are at committee reports. Oh, wait. Yes, we are at committee reports.
Let's see. Among other things, I had early childhood last Monday. And we are moving forward for this fiscal year as normal. No changes will be made in terms of budgeting or any of the rest of it, at least until the next fiscal year. I think at that time they'll have the structure in place and we will make those changes, probably start, I would guess, midway through
Mhm.
fiscal years, to start to see what that looks like, but under normal circumstances, we renewed contracts for seated parents as teachers, Southeast Iowa Early Childhood, infant and early childhood mental health consultant, Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Center, Fiscal Agent Services, and Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Center Employer of Record, which we appointed ECI director for that. And we also approved the state early childhood Iowa contract. So it's, at this point, just business as usual. I did attend the meet and greet. Potential new police chief. I don't know when that decision will be made. One of the candidates is from Florida. The other one is local officer that's been with us for 15 years. Both candidates gave an excellent accounting of themselves. We were asked to, we were allowed to ask questions, and then we were asked to do it was a questionnaire, but
Response or?
yeah, you know, what we thought.
Yeah,
I guess
your
you'd say.
thoughts.
Opinionaire.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way.
And I think there's a lot of upsides to the local candidate. I'm not going to mention names at this point.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of upsides to the local candidate. Or to have skin in the game, if you will. And I felt like that the officers that were there, including our deputies, because we had some deputies that were present as well, that the support existed for local candidate, but what the city decides, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But it was good. Had an opportunity to listen to both of them and ask questions, and there were good questions asked. That's all I have.
On Monday I attended, there was a cancer crisis seminar, report, whatever, at the Fairfield Library on Monday noon, and I went to that and listened to some different things about that. Oh, it was put on by who? I don't remember that. I sat in on the interview for the janitor position. Was in, sat and listened to our two for the police chief, the two applicants on Thursday. And that's about all I've got. Except for seeing doctors. What's up? I'm done. Don't look at me that way.
No wonder we get through so fast. I had of course, they ever, no, I can't say that. We had a nice board meeting on Monday. On the evening, I had a Madison Barnes meeting. They're going over all the logistics and the final touches on the fact they hope it doesn't rain next weekend so they can have their barn tour.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting that you've got the map, you drive around on your own and look at things. I believe I have to spend an hour and a half, as does Joe, at you two.
Yeah, I'm going out west or east of town.
Very low.
Yeah, we're all at Mary Leathers
Oh, okay.
to tell everybody the bad
At
news.
different times.
I would love to see the inside of that barn because she takes such good care of stuff. But we have to honor the wishes. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, you can tour the barns next Saturday and Sunday. And there are many different type of barns and locations. Obviously, the carriage house at the Slocum place interests me a lot. But the big thing is they're also going to have luncheon on Saturday and Sunday. Pork producers for a very nice meal. It only costs you $15. And is donation for the Maston Barns because they need to do some things. I know they're hoping to have a storage area in the back of their one main barn where they could have people that could have luncheons. I know they're also want to do some cement work outside of those barns and they replace the barns on the big barn doors. So let's just hope they get some good donations from the Greater Jefferson County Foundation. And maybe enough people will eat out there. I know they've had a lot of good donations so far. That being said, the fair starts today. Fair parade's tonight. Tomorrow, I think a band concert. I don't know.
Bar night.
Yeah. Wednesday, check in on for the fair, check in on with the vendors and stuff in the one building. Fair should be very interesting. You know, I just hope it doesn't rain. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, I know. On Thursday night, I listened to a presentation from the school system. In other words, one person from the school board and the superintendent of schools about the logistics of how they want to move forward to make improvements at the middle school. Whether or not I agree, it was very interesting how they're going to fund that or working toward funding that. And I'm sure you guys have been in a situation where you've heard the same thing as well, but I thought it was a very good presentation. You know how you dumb it down to people so you can get sixth grade reading up like I understood that.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I'm done with that, you know.
Okay, I want to piggyback on you on the barn tour.
Sure.
JBS has stepped forward and donated the pork loins for Saturday.
Yeah.
So they need a little recognition for that. And our Secretary of Agriculture, Mike Nag, is going to be here. I'm sorry, is going to be here on Friday morning between 9:30 and 10:30 at the Masden Barns for kind of a meet and greet for those interested.
Yeah. You know, Joe, I wasn't going to mention the JBS before, but people would think we're charging for getting some grants, you know.
It's a fundraiser for the barn or for the
I know,
Masden
I know,
Barns.
I'm just saying
I'm
why I
sorry.
didn't do it.
I'm doing the Children's Miracle Network on Saturday.
Nice. You ever done pink?
No, I'm going to jail.
Really?
Yeah.
What time will you be there?
7 a.m.,
7 a.m.?
11.
Oh, 11.
You going to bring your paintball gun?
No, I don't have paperwork in.
I probably will be there at 11 p.m. because nobody's going to bail my butt.
You know, but I will say, there's a booth at the fair that's going to be giving out squirt guns, so maybe we can get squirt
there
guns
you
and send
go.
people over to Walmart.
Yeah. I hope that vendor comes back this year that was there a couple of years ago that did hot dogs with the bacon wrapped around it.
Man, that sounds good.
It was
I haven't had breakfast yet, so.
expensive, $5 a hot dog, but it was good.
So I can't think of anything else, you know?
I wish Elizabeth was still here. So I'd like to ask her about the progress on the ordinance.
Yeah. The latest news I have, it's being worked on, hopefully will be completed before she leaves.
Oh, yeah. That's another sad day.
Absolutely. Next item on the agenda is for public comments. Do I have any public comments?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Taylor, come on up. You got a couple minutes here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's shouldn't take long. Just wanted to check in. Didn't get a chance to get myself on the agenda, so.
It's okay.
Shame.
I know. You guys, I do feel the shame. Yeah, just hadn't heard an update in a while. Wanted to see how things were going.
I can tell you, we met a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Over the attorney's office and I was wanting to, I guess you'd say for lack of a better way of putting it, develop a shell agreement or a shell ordinance so that we could do the moratorium right away, but a lot of them don't help us to do that. So we have to develop an ordinance that we intend to implement. That doesn't mean we can't come back and we can amend it or whatever, but we have to, I guess you would say be, for lack of a better way of putting it, it's gotta be legitimate. An enforceable ordinance. So some of the things that we have put in the ordinance, obviously is setbacks, flow through water, crop suitability rating, off the top of my head.
Yeah, so I did get a draft
Oh, did you?
from
Okay.
you, but I'm wondering if that has been
That
amended.
was, I think that was the shell ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so is there a different copy that I can
She's-
see?
Elizabeth is working on it. She took all the notes and everything. In those, now, what I will tell you is that we are framing our ordinance or pattern our ordinance after Lynn County.
Lynn County didn't, so that doesn't really allow for a moratorium. Lynn County's ordinance isn't that strict.
Well, when we have an ordinance in place, now we can put a moratorium on. We don't need but the reason Henry County could implement a moratorium first was because they have county zoning.
Yeah, I understand that. I'd love to see kind of where the drafting is right now. If that's possible.
I would ask you to check with
Contact Elizabeth, yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of the things, you know.
She's got a lot on her plate because obviously she's not gonna be with us after June 30th.
Okay, I didn't know that, so. Does anyone do you all have any idea in terms of timeline? I mean, I guess it sounds like you're waiting for,
I
Elizabeth?
would hope, and maybe I'm being over, I don't know what, but I would hope that we could have our first public hearing sometime in mid-July.
okay,
I mean, I think that as long as we're honest in our dealings, if you will, in other words, not trying to come a backdoor method to a moratorium, but arrive at a moratorium honestly. And then, and again, as you and I have discussed, or as we've all discussed with you, not to get too deep in the weeds and trying to make changes to the ordinance at the time, because we'll have 3 public hearings, which at very least will take 6 to 8 weeks to complete. So
yeah.
now we're looking at the end of August.
Mhm.
And so if we keep having to go back to the drawing board and re-implement or
Yeah.
change some things, we got to start the process over again. We want the public input and we can make notes of that, but if we have a workable ordinance going in, we can always come back and make the adjustments that need to be made. But that, at that point, once we approve the ordinance, then we can implement the moratorium. Now, Elizabeth did say that since we're working on an ordinance and stuff, that, because I had some concerns about Acme Data Center Company coming in and doing something before we got an ordinance in place,
Yeah,
a moratorium, and she said we would be okay. That we would be able to resist that.
because as far as I understand, if someone buys land and then starts construction, there's not anything that anyone can do
Well,
to
and
stop
we
that.
can't, obviously, we can't prevent anybody from selling their land to somebody
And
else.
that is, let me clarify,
Okay,
that is at no time what I have ever suggested
Right.
is to control the
and I
landowner's
understand
choice
that.
to
I'm
sell
just-
their land at the highest price.
right. One other thing that we're wanting to, we have limited control, but one of the things that we're wanting to limit as much as we possibly can is the use of eminent domain.
Yeah, I understand that. So I think I would love to be able to access maybe what you guys are working on. The draft that I saw, I had some concerns about.
Right,
And so, I know this process is, you guys are going through the
Right.
specifics of the process, and each week you have a million things. And so I understand it's just one of a million things. And I understand you all have also noted that you're interested in pushing it forward because it's of interest. I would love to help participate in smoothing the process of once the actual reviews happen, which means like the public understanding what the ordinance is that's being developed, so that it does actually seem strict enough. You know, Iowa's a home rule state, so like we actually can kind of say whatever we want to happen because there's no law around it. And
So,
so-
Taylor, so what I hear you say is you want to be involved early in the process. And what I hear us saying is that we're all want this to be taken care of. We all want this to happen. Okay?
Yeah. But, and I guess what I would ask you to do is just reach out to Elizabeth
Okay,
and see what she has.
okay,
Because we trust her explicitly and like I said, she's got a lot on her plate. And I'm not trying to throw her under the bus or anything of that nature, but I'm sure she's trying to bring a lot of things together before.
yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So is she definitely going to? So here's a question, like, let's say she has a lot of things that she's working on right now, which I'm sure she is. This is June 22nd and she's done June 30th. So in terms of this ordinance, are you gonna take whatever she is able to finish and take that as the
Chauncey's
thing that
been working
you?
with us too, so
Okay.
he's been involved in the process. It's just Elizabeth has taken the ball and run with it, but Chauncey's been part of the process.
Okay, so I think just as a constituent, my current questions are like, is there a timeline? And you've answered that. And then my other concern was just some of the stuff I saw in the shell draft didn't, and when I spoke to other people that knew the law in Iowa, it didn't seem to be, it seemed to be quite lax of a starting place. So I would love to see how it has evolved.
Well, and you're exactly right. It was that because it was just a shell and
Okay.
then, so she listed things in there that, for us to consider what we would want that to look like and, setbacks have to be, discussed. There's some definitions that will have to be put into it, like, and from our perspective, an occupied structure is not only a human occupied structure, but a livestock occupied structure, which changes the dynamic somewhat. So those are things that, and the key to the ordinance in part is the definitions of what we mean by X, Y, and Z. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know where exactly she's at on this. She may have, what's the word I'm looking for? She may have a fairly significant layout already drafted as far as that part goes.
Okay.
But, and again, like I said, I assure you Chauncey's been part of the process. So he should be able to hit the ground running.
Okay.
So
All right, well, I appreciate your time. I know this is public comment time, so I don't want to take too much time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I will make a public comment myself. I've had numerous phone calls, texts, emails about county residents. They're all consumed with the fact somebody's bought 1,000 acres, 700 to 1,000 acres east on 239th all the way to Unicorn. That is for a dairy farm, not a data center, unless the cows are producing data that we maybe don't need. But I just,
Unless the cows are producing what?
never mind.
Okay. Oh, data.
I'm just saying,
Well,
please, that it's amazing how the rumor mill works. That's
Yes,
my
it
public
is.
comment.
Yep.
Do we have any other public comments? Any other public comments? Any other public comments on Zoom? Hearing none, we'll move on to Lee's favorite thing to do, allow claims and approve reports.
in the amount of the motion to approve, allow claim to reports in
Thank
the
you.
amount of
Thank you, Taylor.
$261,620.13. I wasn't sure about the 13 cents, but
It's usually a 1 to 3.
yeah, exactly.
Did you make the motion?
I did.
Then I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've all, please sign it.
Restroom,
Motion to adjourn
Oh,
before you go downstairs.
yeah. Yes.
I have a motion
So,
Second.
and a second. All those in favor signify by saying
we
aye.
did confirm Kyle for July 6th.
Yes.
Okay.